Start the recording. Alright. Well, today we're going to play some Space Engineers. I'm going to be watching the chat room, so if you guys have any questions on what I'm doing, or what's going on, or what's this game, or what am I even purpose of what I'm doing, or anything like that, just go ahead and throw it at me. I'm on the main menu right here. It's basic. I'm playing maximized windowed, which I love. I got it on the highest graphics and everything. Nothing too fancy. This game really isn't that demanding. Pretty easy to display. I mean, it's, you know, you got your regular options. You got your join world, load world, new world. Join world puts you in this multiplayer. Have your games, favorites. This is my favorite right now. No wipe. Love that server. But what we're going to do today is start a new world. You can have scenarios, custom worlds, quick start, tutorials. I've never done a tutorial. I just like to jump into these games. But it has a really steep learning curve. So I highly recommend probably jumping in a tutorial to find out what you'd like. I'm going to go into a custom world. It's Twitch stream. Alright, we're going to do survival. It's going to be offline. Now you can have meteor strikes that happen. I'm going to turn them off because they're kind of an annoyance. We're going to go with infinite high density. That means you can, Minecraft style, farther you go out, the more asteroids you'll get. It won't stop for, like, I think I read the developer blog. It was like their current max, or, you know, just like Minecraft where it has a technical max when it just starts getting glitchy is like 5 million kilometers or some shit like that, or 5 million meters. Let's see, advanced. I know, a lot. On the server, we usually play with a ×2, but all the option that's available here is ×3, so we'll go with that. Actually, because of how long we have, we'll just go ×10 or all this. Unlimited, view distance. Okay. And then you got these little start-offs that you start with. You could be empty world. I highly don't recommend this because there's technically no way to play in just a spacesuit. You can start off with a little rescue ship, which is fine. I'm not sure you want to refine. If you don't get a refinery start off, you're basically screwed. You got 2 platforms. Crashed red ship. 1 platform where you get a refinery, you get an assembler, you get a beacon. Easy start, easy start. What should we go with? Let's go with Lone Survivor. Okay, I'm playing without any mods, so this is just purely vanilla game. Nothing special. So if it's and there are a ton of mods for this game. If you guys want to mess with mods, it's all over the place out there. So there's a planet mod, although it's probably going to be useless soon because there is actually they're officially working on adding planets to this game, which hopefully comes soon. Okay, we're in the game. I press forward, I can walk around. And you get a little beacon. Got your gravity generator. Got our medical room. This is your oxygen generator. Got our little reactor. Press I. And then we can see we got 0.4 uranium, which is awful. Got some refineries. This is an assembler right here. Now this is useless. This is aesthetic. These 2 little blocks. And these serve no purpose. These right here, I guess you could use them to catch a ship, but I would never do that. You got your little it's a station seat, but it doesn't really matter. Press T to get in it. Oh, we're a little clipped in there from the asteroid. Okay, I'm gonna press V to get. Alright, that's strange. Okay, it's glitched. But we're going to press I again. We're going to go into the control panel. And since we have very little fuel, we're going to turn off the grav gen. I'll actually show you why. If it shows it, we'll turn it back on. We have about 41 minutes of energy until everything goes dead. Can't do anything. So, turn off this gravity generator. Let's see what we have now. 2 days. So, makes a big ass difference. Let's see what else. We don't really need to turn off anything else in here. These, I mean, they're there, they're on, but they're not consuming power. The refinery is not consuming power because you're not refining anything. Same with the assembler. This is your beacon. This is actually consuming power, but it's so little that it doesn't really matter. Actually could turn that up. That puts us at 1 day. You turn that up so we don't have to be worried about losing. Like, we can go 50,000. Oh! We're not there yet. To use now I'm sliding. Oh! God, I'm an idiot. I turned off the grav gen, so yeah, I can't walk anymore. There's no gravity. Doesn't that suck? But, basically press X and you'll get in your jetpack. Normally, when you spawn, you're going to be like this. Jetpack's going to be off. And you can't do anything. Go on X. Your guy's dancing. But press X again. You have your jetpack. Space up. C down. And then the rest of it's normal. WASD. Go around. It's 6 degrees. I don't remember. 6 degrees of 6 degrees of movement, or whatever the hell they call it. So that is something you kind of got to get used to at 0.39. Okay, so let's see what we got over here. Oh, before that, let's press G for the most confusing part of this entire game, and the reason it has a steep learning curve. Okay. You have this little toolbar on the bottom. Now, this is everything you can select. So if I select 2 and I go near, then I could lay down one of these if I had the parts to lay it down. Now, page down, page up, home, and insert and delete keys will move this around. It's less obvious with something like that, but if we do this, we can go up, we can go left, we can go right, we can do that and roll and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's pretty customizable in the way you can set things up. But we don't need this because we don't have the parts for this. So this is useless. That can go away. We need to go over character tools. I recommend setting these up the same way, however you want them. So they're just easy to get to when you're trying to do this. Go to the hand drill number 1 for me, welder number 2, and grinder number 3. Now your grinder, I don't want to use up too much energy right now, because if you look on the bottom left, I have a energy and oxygen that are slowly going down. And if you run out of energy, you will die. If you run out of oxygen, you will die. So you have to... Oh, it's a little free. Sometimes this game can have a little stutter. It's fine though. You can grind. You can see the little parts that you need to build this. 50 steel plate, 6 motors, 4 large steel tubes. You can get in that later. Go ahead and fix it. Now, you're going to see on this build thing, there's a line. When you go under that line, this thing pops. Well, that line is basically a durability. Under that line, it's basically broken. It no longer functions. Above that line, it functions. So if it gets hit by an asteroid or it gets shot at by a gun. What is that? Is that platinum? Nice, got platinum straight up. But yeah, you'll find stuff. It's not an instant, oh, it got hit by a gun, so it's dead. No, Cody, I turned meteors off for right now. This is just I'm showing off the game right now. Let's see. That's not uranium. Let's press L. Turn on our light with L. And my shit crashed. I can't see what people are saying. I'll have it back up in a moment. Got some iron down there. It's the orange stuff. Sometimes that can be nickel. What we really need is some uranium. You don't really want to refine anything until you get uranium. Got cobalt there, which is really useful. You need that for most things. Let's see, what else do we have over here? That's that platinum again. This is a really small asteroid for starting off. What we really need is we need ice and we need uranium. And it looks like our asteroid is just not going to help us here. Now, and yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so we have to do something. If it's not here, we're going to have to go somewhere else. Going to go up here, hold T. Max out my oxygen and energy so I have plenty. Okay, which one do we want to try? That one's pretty close. Let's check that one. That's absurdly close. It's usually not that close. Jeez. Oh, I know. I just don't have the pieces yet. I need to go straight for uranium. Okay, let's see. Got some iron. That is obscenely close. They're usually pretty far out. Let's go in here. Let's do some exploring. Looks like we got some ice. Nice. So ice, iron. What else do we have in here? Bunch of stone, of course. I mean, it's an asteroid. They're all stone. So if you're ever in the need of gravel, don't worry about mining this stuff until you need it. Otherwise, it's going to waste inventory space. Yeah, and if you don't see it on the surface or inside of it, there's no real reason to start drilling into it. Unless you just feel like wasting time. But sometimes you'll find stuff inside of it, but most of the time it's just going to be, if you see iron on the outside, it's probably mostly just filled with iron. Or if you only see ice, it's probably only just iron and ice. Okay, this is something I do. It's something you should really do. I'm going to hit new from current position. So what we found here was iron, and we found ice. So, done. Iron and ice. So we know what's on that asteroid. Wasn't there another one that was close by? I hate this sometimes. What are we at? 90 energy, 93 oxygen. We should be fine. Let's check out this one over here. Let's get up to speed. I believe the default cap on speed is, 111? Okay, so I'm going to press Z, turn my inertial dampeners off. Now this game is set in space, of course, so you will keep momentum without having to expend any energy. They don't really have gravity's effect on you unless you make gravity yourself with a gravity generator that I know of. I haven't really noticed it myself, honestly. So, I mean, it would be nice if they ended up doing that, but I guess these asteroids are so small it wouldn't really... They'd have to make the influence of gravity from these asteroids pretty damn large to actually make them have any kind of realistic or any kind of real effect on you and your movement or a ship's movement. Come on, let's go. And looks like we got some gold. Got some iron. Got a little donut. I love the donut-shaped ones. Oh, I'm going too fast. Turn on inertial dampeners. Okay, so we got gold. What is that? Oh, it's just a hole. Nothing in there. Okay. So there's an opening down here. Let's go look inside, see if we can find some uranium. We got stone. Stone, iron. Now these are kind of small asteroids, so you might get stuck in these kinds of situations where you're just going to find... There's some magnesium right there. It's a little blue with some beige in it. You'll get stuck with this, oh, I can't find uranium crap a lot when you first start off, especially if you don't have a SIP. Once you get a SIP set up, it's a lot easier. But we can't really get into refining until we can actually get some uranium so we have power. Let's see what we got around here. Come on, give us a patch. Come on. Ah, looks like we ain't got nothing. So, do the same as before. What did we find here? Got ourselves some iron, gold, and magnesium. Let's see. We're on 7582. Home's over there. Let's see. Is there anything close? I don't want to go running too far away. Let's go to something that's at least on our way. Let's check that one right there. Maybe we'll have luck with that one. I almost got myself confused there. Inertial dampener's off. I know it can kind of get slow this way, but the nice thing about setting up GPS is now I know I visited that one, and I got all these I can explore now. I know people are actually complaining about these particle effects, but I mean, come on, how else are you going to know you're moving and in which direction you're moving? It's kind of a stupid thing to complain about. Staying in about 5,000 from it. We need to really check that big one down there. Almost there. This one's a bit far away. Farther away than I thought. That could be a good thing. Could be a big asteroid. We got plenty of energy and oxygen to get back to base. We're well within our beacon. It's about 4,000. And yeah, I mean, they kind of suck. This is basically part of this game, is you're going to be flying into, you know, between stuff. That's just how the game is. I mean, once you get a SIP set up, I mean, you're actually going to be moving stuff, or you're going to be going out to these and actually mining with some big SIPs or small SIPs, or you can be scouting. There's NPC SIPs that come around, and you can go ahead and capture those and scrap them and grind them down. So, a lot of stuff like that. Hopefully, if this hurries up, get some uranium, get into a little bit of building. All we need is that uranium so we can make sure we have power. I mean, honestly, can't really do anything without power. And we're almost there. Okay, go ahead, turn them on. What's that? Is that uranium? I think that's uranium. Yes, got us some uranium. Okay, got my drill out. Now, you're going to want to hold T. Now, this isn't guaranteed to pick up. It's not an automatic pick up everything in your area. It will only pick it up while you're holding it if your cursor actually goes over it and it pops out. So, let's drill in here, see what we get. Come on. We're going to go ahead and fill up our inventory, of course, so we don't have to run back and forth and everything. Made our way to stone. Okay, see, this is all the stuff that just popped out and it's floating around. So just press T on it, pick it up, and you'll see if on our bottom left that our volume is slowly getting bigger and bigger. 1377. Take that. Take that. Take that. probably not going to fill up. I just remembered our inventory's at times 10, so it would take forever. We could hold like 8,000, I think, something like that. Okay, let's go back to base. We got iron at base, so that'll be good. If we need any ice, we can just make a quick trip over the asteroid with ice. Ah, you know what? I almost did something dumb. Let's go back real quick. I forgot to do something important. We didn't explore this one much, but we know there's at least uranium, and we know there's some iron. So, new iron, uranium. Okay, now let's go back. Turn off dampeners, and away we go. About 8,000. Not too far. Now while we're traveling, got a little welder there, so do that and that. Let's go into G, let's see what we got in here. Got our building blocks here. Now if you press Shift 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you can switch your toolbars. If you want to put something in your second toolbar, switch back to 1. That's fine. Go ahead and click out of it. But I like to put our basic ones right there. You can put more advanced stuff in here that you might want. You got our windows here. I have an antenna. Little interior lights, your medical bay, your assembler. Now if it helps, they have more. This is all the same blocks that are in here. But you got your weapons, armor blocks, cockpits. How far are we? Ah, there we are. Let's go throw our stuff in the refinery. Excuse me. Now this is not perfect. Like this setup is not honestly very good. It could be worse. They could be covering up these little yellow blocks. I don't know if we'll get to actually covering what those are just yet. But what we could use, we'll get some oxygen first. Come on, fill up my energy. Okay, since we have plenty of space to do it, I'm going to go ahead and take out this uranium. Notice everything's off. Because, of course, ain't got no fuel. What we're going to do is take apart this. Let's go G. Let's go to our power blocks. Small reactor. Press 8. Now we're going to put it right here. I'll say why we're going to put it directly onto the refinery. Flip this. I don't know. We'll flip it somehow. I'll just put it down. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Now, important thing. If there's no power, I can't access. I can go over here to the assembler and go to inventory. Scroll down here. I can see the reactor, but I can't put anything in there because there's got to be power to move it between. Because right now I'd have to move it from the refinery, from the assembler to the refinery, and then to the reactor. So if you're ever messing with the reactors, you need to make sure you can access it without having to go through another piece. Okay, so now the reason I hooked up the reactor directly to the refinery is if you watch this, it's automatically going down. But where is it going? Straight into the reactor. So now we're good on uranium. So we can mess with other stuff. First thing we could do is take apart some of this crap, because we really don't need it. Let's see. Oh, it's so fast. I wish it was this fast in, on the servers, but I guess it'd be too easy. I'm sure you could find a server using 10 times 10 for everything, but it honestly just makes this game too easy. That's not what this game's for, damn it. Get us all these steel plates. Then we can make our way over here. Oh, you know what? We can turn on that gravity generator because building like this is annoying. Let's get in here. Control panel. Gravity generator on. See, now we're up to an hour of power even with the grav gen on. So we're good to go. And no, that does not reflect how much it has to refine. It only reflects how much fuel you actually have. So that's just the amount more we've gotten from it refining so far. That much uranium will probably last us quite a while, especially with just a grav gen on it and refinery and assembler. Now, we need some extra parts. So, let's get all these large steel tubes and construction components, which we will definitely need. Oh look, first NPC set. Right down there. Now, there is no way in hell we can get a military escort right now because they are covered in weapons. Let me turn all that off. You can see it moving kind of in the background. But if we see a mining carriage, I think, we'll try going after that. Those ones are actually pretty easy to get. I don't know if we're gonna see one within an hour, but oh look, I maxed out. Oh, it's 4,000, not 8,000. Well, what are you gonna do? Okay, get rid of that. Let's new small sip. Oop. And then I of course hit that. Start these little magnetic things. Oop, damn it. I don't like to have it too close to the ground because then it gets all glitchy. This magnetic stuff is still really glitchy in this game. There we go. I think that's on. Yeah, it's on. Okay. Boom. Give it up a little bit so we don't have to... Oops. We don't have to worry about it being too low and not being able to get under it. Now, really what I like to build is I like to frame it using cargo containers, but we don't have the parts to do something like that. So what we're going to do is just frame it with some of these. Like that. See, and now we're going to find ourselves with a problem. We can go over to here. Might be able to start it. I don't know. I might be able to... You could build it without bulletproof glass. I'm just not sure. You don't get any... you lose a lot of durability if you don't use a bulletproof glass. See, I need displays, I need computers, and I need silicon for that. Which we don't have. But there's a way I can get some. I wish we had a damn... We'll just throw our parts in here for now. Be a temporary cargo container for us. Now, we do not need these. But what these have is silicone. So, let's go in here. Let's pull all these parts into this assembler. Let's go to production, disassemble. Disassemble all. Except for those, because construction components take way too long. You know what? We don't need to disassemble. We can keep that too, and that. Disassemble a few of those. Keep that. I want to disassemble all that bulletproof glass, because that's where we're going to get our silicone. And take this apart. Oop. You know what? I just about messed up. Yeah, but if I tear down the seat, I don't, I lose my ability to control the platform, which I know that doesn't really matter. You're right. I don't really need it. Yeah, I really should just tear it down. If this was actually moving or had an actual need of it, you're right. Okay, we'll go to production. Here's our oxygen generator, which I just tore down. Build that back up. Throw this in here. And we're good to go. You don't need all that crap just to have an oxygen generator hooked up to that. Like the man in Twitch chat said, tear this thing down. Boom. Okay. Why did that happen? Whatever. Guess we're just gonna have to restart. And no, there's really nothing you can do after that happens. Just gotta take it apart. Because the game hates you. And me. Okay, let's try this again. This time without doing that, please. Because that is incredibly annoying. That. Do. That. Oop, I'm out of steel plates. Let's get some more steel plates. Let's build this again. Eight. Ah! That's annoying. Man, I didn't know you could build those with such a tiny little bit of... Well, I guess it wasn't that tiny a little bit. You still need a computer, the displays, the motors to make it, but... Still. Okay. Now, what you'd basically have to continue doing is, in order to get this thing flying, you'd need a gyroscope, small thrusters, a power plant, need one of these small reactors, but when you put it on top of here, it's a little tiny thing. Let's see, what else would you need? That's about it. You get it going with that. Small little sip. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump out of here real quick, and I'm going to show you something a lot bigger. So, let's join this server, and I'll show you a project I'm working on. We'll show you how far you can actually get in survival. If you want to go creative, have fun, go all out, you can build insanely big stuff very quickly. But I think it takes away from a lot of this game. I think a lot of this game is just straight mining, getting your stuff going. Yes, the world sizes are that small. 19 megabyte. It's going a little slow right now. It's usually a lot snappier. No! Is the server messing up? That's not good. I wanted to show my project. If not, we'll just load another world with pre-built stuff. Give it one more try. The server might be letting us down here. This can kind of be an experience too. Like you might actually, this can happen sometime. It's just how the servers are sometimes on this game. Some can be snappy as hell, being in a moment. Some can just be like this. Looks like it might make it this time. That sucks. There must be a memory leak somewhere in the game. I've noticed that too. Every now and then, the game will have. It is beta. I'm pretty sure it's still in beta. But every now the game will just have random slowdowns for no reason at all. Just randomly. Server side, locally, everything. Glitches, stuttering. That doesn't take away from the overall experience. It's still really good. But, yeah, it can suck sometimes with that. Okay, been at 100% for a while. Okay, now we're to the quotes. I really don't like the quotes in this shit. I really don't care. Tracers work both ways. Well, no shit, right? U.S. Army Ordnance. I do this like this little picture they made though. It makes this look a lot more like a lot more wondrous. But you're not really getting the idea of it probably took realistically about 50 hours to build that space station to get the materials and everything to build it. If that's actually heavy armor, is what I mean. If that's light armor, it doesn't take that long. But if that's heavy armor, yeah. Yeah, planet's going to be awesome, man. I don't know how they're going to do planets in this yet. I'm hoping that planets have their own resources that you have to go to a planet to get. Maybe it'll just straight be food. Which is probably what it's going to end up being, is food. Okay. Food, and I'm sure you could harvest oxygen on a planet if it has it. It'd be cool if they had planets that had like methane atmospheres, and you could use the planet to harvest methane, crap like that, or maybe even gas giants, where you can harvest gases. It'd be nice for making explosives and stuff. Still loading in. That's kind of the experience. Loading, please wait. Well, I am. Okay, we're in. And here's what I was talking about earlier. I cannot move. Because this is how it starts you. Okay, now we can move. Alright, this is my corpse little area. It's our scrapper. It's an alright size ship. Uses up fuel way too fast. A little Bravo. I don't know why they named it that. 91 Bravo. That's not my stuff. What we got here? This is our big project right now. Our mothership for our corp. We'll eventually be able to move for refining everything. And here's my project. A 1-1 scale replica of the Montana battleship. And it's all in heavy armor, and it can be a bitch to make. But let's go take a closer look at it. I'm gonna jump in this bad boy. All the scaffolding. Hold Alt so we can look around. This thing is extremely heavy right now, so it doesn't move very fast. I don't have enough gyroscopes in it, so it doesn't turn pretty much at all. Go ahead and move up a little bit. Probably go forward for you.
Ship fuel low.
Yeah, I only have 2 minutes of fuel. So I'm not really going anywhere. But, yeah. This is a big ass ship for you. I mean, these is going to be the bigger end of your projects. You can make even bigger stuff if you wanted to. Let's back up. Let's let the overdrive hit it and stop it. Thank you. Sometimes it's better just to let the inertial dampener stop you. But we're at a stop. We're good there. I don't have very much fuel left anyway, so I'm just going to leave this thing alone. We can go down here. We can check the thruster setups. Go up here. These are large thrusters on a large ship. Of course, you need every direction covered, or you're just dead in the water. And then from the small ships, from the large ships to the small ships, you got this little tooler. It's got a grinder. Got a little drill on the side. And he's got a welder. And he works basically just like you would think it would work. Press G. This is the menu of everything on the ship. So let's assign the welder and the grinder. Zoom in up here. Got our little welder. On and off. Same with the grinder. See it turn a little bit. On and off. Now I don't really have anything to grind right now. Or I'd like to set that off. But yeah, I mean, it's you could do all kinds of stuff. You could be as creative as possible. This is a very simple design just for small, tight building applications. But, you know, you look at this design, just to show you how obscure you can get. Where's my ant? Yes, I called my ship ant. There he is. He's a little broken up right now, sadly. I got to do some repairs to him. Here's Ant. It's kind of the same design, based it on his. Something here. Got large thrusters for small ship. Oh, this thing's got a lot of gyroscopes on it, so you can be pretty nuts with the turning. It can get kind of too much. But you really need it once you start. This thing's about 50,000 kilograms. This can hold about 10 times that in weight. And then it starts getting real slow. But you go from this to this. Here's a small little mining ship someone made. Bunch of drills. Let's show you some mining real quick if we can get in it, if he has it shared. I'm not sure if he does. Yeah, he does. Okay, he should have a group set up. Turn it all on. I know it's a little loud. Now you want to be very careful about going too fast, but not going to mine too much. I don't want to mine a bunch of stone. He's going to come on going, why is my miner filled with stone? Slowly mine into this thing. You'll see that the mass is slowly going up. Okay, let's back up. Turn these off. Said don't want to mine too much. And you'll see you got the little pieces floating off. Yeah, but that's about it with that. I mean, you fly around in that like someone, you put some ore detectors on it, find some gold, whatever, do some big mining. Little scrap ships. If I had a ship with a bunch of guns on it, would go after that military escort. I'd tell you the combat, but I really don't. Then we have a big mining ship. Some serious drills. Now I'll show you what we did with this mining ship. And this will close off. There we go. The entrance is over there. While we're moving, I'll turn back around. You can see a better look at what we built. Give you a sense of how big this stuff really is. And that's a pretty big asteroid too. These asteroids, that random new world we started, those are actually some pretty small asteroids. It's kind of surprising. Although honestly, these are kind of small asteroids too. I wish I could find one I had in a previous game. It was absolutely massive. It's probably about 4 or 5 times the size of the one we were just at. Oop. Let's keep the speed up. Don't want to do that. I want to keep going now. Moving along. We can look in here again. You got your whales. Got your turrets. Now these things are pretty useful and important. It's a productivity module, an effectiveness module, and a power efficiency module. When you make refineries, you want the effectivity module. What this basically does is it gives you double the amount of ingots for the same amount of ore. So let's say you just mined a bunch of platinum and you had it full refinery with all the modules for effectivity on it. You're going to get double the amount of platinum ingots that you would have if you were just ran it without it. Now you have productivity too. Now what this does is it's 500% faster, but it's the same amount of ingots. So basically you'd have to mine twice as much. Even though it's 5 times faster, you'd have to mine twice as much to get the same input as this. And honestly, I don't think that's worth it. Especially when you can just have it refine, you could just have it refine that stuff overnight. I mean, what's the point? And not to mention, you just make more refineries to make up for that speed. It's better to get your worth out of the amount rather than, oh, I can do it 5 times faster. Now, when you make assemblers, you want 5 times faster. He's coming by for a visit. Okay. This shows you what you can do if you mine like a crazy idiot. This used to all be filled in pretty much. And I mined the hell out of it, trying to make a base. And then I lost my SIP because it went through my other SIP and created a hole. But this shows you the kind of deformation you can do in this game. You could basically mine an asteroid into non-existence. Or you could mine out a base inside of an asteroid. It's pretty limitless, honestly. You can see little marks that it left when I mined through it. And this is all iron here. Got some platinum over there. Kind of looks like silicon, but it's really platinum. But yeah, I mean, it just shows you the possibilities in this game. You can go back, we start making my way. You know what, we don't even need to do that. Let's tell you the funny thing about playing online. Do you want to commit suicide? Yes. No, I'm dying. Someone help me. Oh, no, I don't care. Respond in 0 seconds. What's going to happen? What might happen? Okay. I just get to spawn right back. And I'm back. Now let's take a look at, before we close this out, we'll go deeper into this battleship. That is really not much of a battleship right now. It's more of a scaffold. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. And it is all heavy armor, so it takes a ton of resources. Especially with the latest patch. Now you have to have a bunch of metal grids on top of everything else. Okay, we come over here. We can see our large reactor. Pretty much works same concept as a small one as we saw earlier in the other single player game. Got our uranium in there. It makes 300 megawatts though, instead of I think the smaller ones used to make 5, but I'm pretty sure they make 15 now after the latest patch. You can come over here, show you where I have my gyroscopes. These are the big ones. They don't really matter in orientation or where you put them. It's just if the thing's bigger, you need more of them. And that's about the only rule. And I really don't even with those, I don't have enough for this thing. I'm probably going to need 20 of them or more. We can get back up here. Now there are meteors. We haven't seen any yet, which is kind of sad. I'd like to show that off. Maybe we might see some. You know what? We can jump into the mothership real quick. We say what the internals of this thing look like. You can see all the conveyor pieces and the refineries we have set up, and say the modules I was talking about. Now this is all heavy armor too. Let's get in here. We got some assemblers over here. They have productivity modules on all sides. Little opening on the top. So those actually assemble 5 times faster than a normal assembler would. Let's up here, get in the center of this. Got a little cockpit there. Got some med bays. Got jump drives over here. Can't show off a jump drive right now, sadly. I don't really have it set up. I kind of lost my big sip earlier, sadly. Or I'd show that off. These allow you to jump about 2 million meters at a time. It's not really like a Star Trek warp. It's more of just a transporter. But either way, it works, so whatever. Let's go in here real quick. What do we have in here? Okay, now we have our refineries. I know this is pretty crowded, but let's look over here. You'll see how we have them set up. Kind of extends it out a little bit, but these are all the effectivity modules, or effectiveness modules, however you want to call them. You have other things. You got sorters over here that allow you to sort what you want to go through. They're actually directional too. They'll only allow it to move in that direction. Let's run out of here. Okay. Well, that's Space Engineers. I mean, I highly recommend it. It's $25 on Steam right now. It gets a lot of updates frequently. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. I've put almost 300 hours in the last 2 weeks in this game. Absurdly. But it's absolutely fun, and if you love games like Minecraft, where you just love the building aspect to it and the gathering resources, but you also love space, this is the game for you. It allows you to be creative, and it also allows just, you know what? You can set something up, like a refinery in this, put a bunch of ore in it, let the game go do something else for a couple hours, come back. You got stuff to work with. So the game has elements like that to it also. So, yeah. We can look in here real quick. We can take a closer look at the control panel before we head off. You see all the incomplete stuff, or gyros. You can see all the options you get in here. You get thrust override. Not too much on here right now. Just the basic stuff to get you going. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This has been another Twisted Tuesdays. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you liked Space Engineers. I hope you pick it up and give it a try. And you know what? Even if you didn't, I hope you enjoyed watching. Have a nice day.